Hey everybody, Jeff here with Martin Survival. So today I'm going to show you how to construct a Plow Point shelter. Now, as you guys know, shelter and fire in a survival situation is your #1 priority. Ultimately, it's going to prevent hypothermia. Stay with me and let me show you how to do this. Now there's a few things you want to look for before setting up the shelter I'm about to show you. #1 is the trees, and as you can see there's 2 Joshua trees on each side, and that's perfect because that's not going to take up too much rope because they're fairly close to each other. The next thing I want to look for is the ground. I want to lay on a flat ground. I don't want my head to sit uphill because when my body's at rest I'll start sliding down in the middle of the night. And I certainly don't want my head to slope downhill because all the blood will rush towards my skull and I'll look like a giant bloody skull. So I don't want either one of those to happen. The best thing to do is find a nice flat area. If you can't find a nice flat area, move on and look elsewhere. Now there's a few things you're going to need to properly construct this shelter. #1 is a good cutting tool. A roll of cordage, in this case number 36 tarred bank line, a tarp, which I have here on the bottom, and then stones. Now you can use stones or you can carve out a few tent stakes. Either one will work. Now let me show you how to make the ridge line. So to make this ridge line, I'm going to cut quite a bit of bank line here. I always like to have more than that's needed. So I'm just going to keep on unrolling it. I'm going to cut a good 15-20 feet here, just in case I need more. That should be good. So my first step is just making an overhand loop here and pulling it tight. Now I want to feed it around the Joshua tree. I'm going to feed my line through the loop and I'm going to pull tight. Now this bank line is great for shelters as well as traps because it really bites into the object you're tying around. So that's my first step. Now I moved on to the second tree, and what I'm going to do is just wrap my bank line around it, pull tight, and I'm going to follow about 1.5 feet back, and I'm just going to make a loop right at the end, just like I did on the first step. So I got my loop right here. I'm going to tie it around and pull tight. I want to make sure that my line is straight also. And as you can see, about 1.5 feet back, I have my loop right here at the end. Now this is easy. All I want to do is wrap my cordage around the tree. And I just want to keep on following it around. All right, so I got 3 times around. Now I just want to make a simple knot in it. I want to make a loop, pull it through, and pull tight. Now this might be a little bit hard to see, but I do have my string right across leading to the other tree. And this is all pretty tight. So if I do have a lot of windstorms, this isn't going to be blowing all over the place, but it's going to give it a little bit of spring so my tarp doesn't rip. Now let me show you how to secure the tarp on. So all I did to create this Plow Point shelter is take another piece of tarred bank line and tie it off at that top loop. Then I just pinned each corner down with a stone, as you just saw. And this is actually my favorite shelter for the winter time as well as the fall, because this is going to offer you a lot of protection. You have protection on the sides, you have protection on the top, but also it gives you room to build a fire in the front here and have that heat radiating inside of the shelter. So like I said, my favorite shelter, ultimately this is going to prevent hypothermia. This is going to offer you protection from the elements, and you can even build a little bit of a bed inside if you needed to. Well, I appreciate you guys joining me for this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, email me desertsurvival87@yahoo.com. Thanks for watching.